Hi Loretta, this is Dania. I'm reaching out because I'd like for you to eventually take over agenda setting and agenda planning um, for our weekly meetings, starting with our Thursday meeting, which is an all staff meeting. Tuesdays are our leadership meeting. So I'm going to walk through this agenda so you can see how this works. This is last week's agenda and the notes that somebody took. So you're going to look at the attendees here, and that's everyone who is slated to be in attendance. So this shouldn't change unless I otherwise tell you someone's not going to be able to make it. Um, the goal for the meeting is always like a standing team meeting, and this is 2.5 hours. This, on the other hand, is going to be a link to the previous week's meeting notes. I've already done this for you. So after completing this, someone's going to come in, do the notes, and then you'll have access to this agenda for 418. So when you do the next one, you'll make a copy of this, and then you'll have a new version of this, and then you'll take this version, copy the link, and then insert the link here. And these are all things you can Google to learn how to insert a link if you don't know how to do that. Um, the objectives are listed here, and I'll try to pretty much keep you posted on any new objectives, but these are standing objectives. Continue discussion on codification streamlines, discuss social media and content, and provide updates in our respective area. So the agenda has specific roles. The facilitator will either be myself, Liz, or or myself, and then a note taker that rotates. That'll rotate between everyone here. So if you have a way to rotate people's roles for note taker and closer, I'm happy to see it. But I've already put in this week's um, roles already, so you don't need to update this. So the way the agenda is structured is there's a time allotment, how many minutes the particular topic will be discussed, a facilitator, the person who will lead that discussion, outcomes like what do we hope to discuss during this topic, and this last thing, next steps, need to be empty. This is for the note taker to complete. So when you're creating a new one for this week, you're going to delete all this stuff out. I'm not deleting it just yet because in here might be discussion points that we need to add to this week's agenda. Remember, this copy is from last week's 411 meeting. Okay, so you might want to read through here and see if there's any to-dos to follow up with and discuss for next week. The standing agenda items are team updates, and I've been trying to do about 30 minutes for team updates. 15 minutes is not accurate. Um, and this is the outcomes that we typically have right here, what I'm highlighting. Opportunity for the team to provide an update on the perspective, their prospective areas. Yeah, that's right. And sometimes I'll put highlights down here. So you don't have to worry about that. You just have to make sure this one is there. Um, this is not a standing item. This is not a standing item. So codification is a standing item. Social media check-in is a standing item, and other topics. And when we send out the emails, I ask people to insert their other topics right here. So typically you won't have anything here, so you'll delete that out and you just have add here, okay? What I normally do is ask people if they have agenda topics, and whoever replies, um, they can either put it in there or I add it, but I typically ask them to add it. So the only last thing that you need to have in here is the notes and table topics. All notes are written below, and the note taker knows what to do to put that in there. Um, and then we have table topics. That means like if people talk about something, we table and we don't have enough time to discuss it, we put these topics to be tabled for the next meeting. So you'll want to see and look at that too, because if it says table topic, that means it's going to be an agenda item for next week. So that's pretty much it for this week. I will, in the email, put down a couple agenda topics and any subsequent other topics that should fall underneath here. All right. Well, thank you so much. If you have any questions, please ask me. This shouldn't take you longer than an hour, maybe an hour and a half to complete. If you find that you're taking longer, just let me know. Because it might be that you're just getting used to our structure and also maybe the pieces of Google Docs here too. But the expectation is that this shouldn't take that very long. All right. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I need to send this out today. So I don't know if you have time today, but if you do, that would be great. I hate that I sent this to you at 4 o'clock. Um, if you can't, just let me know, or you can just take a look at this and we can start for next week. Why don't we just do that? We can start this for next week, and unless you can't do it, so just keep me posted. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.